Maneva say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there ose dem yopo.
Alice Nelson and lawyers determines in the same day to draw effort report to be a Mussa Dankwah are releasing home. Now my person will come on your cutie or Monsan and Jim. A PENDREAM TV. Subscribe to the channel and I share the Madina Afro and Sa and Kelly. George Enter or commentation home. Come on your cutie and Sema. Alice Nelson and loyalty Benson and
but Mussa Dankwah release bill. And what could be troubling signs for the NPP if voters who did not vote in the 2024 elections were to be given another chance to vote? The results would likely to be worse than 2024. Voters who did not vote in the 2024 election and want to vote if given the chance will vote 66% for JDM, 24% for DMB. 10% others, according to a new poll. 38% fall to 24. NPP.
Mussa Dankwah.
Mussa Dankwah.
Mussa Dankwah.
He just posted it 24.
It's doing well. But last week he made a prediction here that if they are not careful, they will go to 33. They will lose 5% more because you said it. Yes, and they don't want to organize themselves, but it's good. That's the nature of the elephant. I've told you they have gone deep into the forest, and if they invite you to any party, don't go. They'll send snakes on you in that forest and they'll chew you. Don't join the NPP. It's not a party for you. It's Mugabe. May say they should do more of the boards. I told you, if it comes to cashew, we are losing it. Even oil, we produce oil here. Why shouldn't our oil refinery work? Shea butter. Why shouldn't it work? Oil palm. If you have the palm oil board, must work. We have oil here, there's crude oil here. We should direct the pipe straight away to Temorayo and let it heat it up, get the fractionation process going on, and then separate them so that we have the various products and sell here and let people get money here and put it in their pockets. In Mugabe, a good thing, good thought. I wish the next 6 months very well for Atufosi and his team. He's not working alone, he's working as a team. Johnson Isiama, the governor, Setekpe, the advisors, the gold board is also doing well.
The MP for Asuja.
Yes, the deputy minister Ampin, Ampin Nyako. So Mugabe, they should keep working hard. They shouldn't sleep. I know they don't sleep. The ministry will light this is to 11 and some more doom. Time they will not talk about defense. They will come and offend the society. Those people who have the guns, they will attack them rather at dawn and seize the guns from them and prevent them from even sitting on the motorbikes to go to town to harm anybody. Boku is in crisis. I have policemen who want to retire from the police service if they are not removed from Boku this weekend. Say, I'm from one free uniform, no more free because also better SMG machine gun is so. Who teaches you to even operate it? Also, you no can answer semino. Mutina no see bonnet. These people they are trained already. So what do? Get them. They are negatively using their training. So get them and properly train them and put them in the service so that they go and guard their own place. I mean, so I don't understand. Charlie Mugabe, police really frame me and now there was no moment I could hear his voice. All I was hearing was sound at the back. He himself was a damn Nigariasa, yes. Kenro na TZ TZ you dare not. Why are you going to pick the firewood? Maybe so. The powdered corn here with the brown out the why are you going to get it? Why are you going to which place? So it has brought social and economic activities to a standstill. That's what the nurses are asking. That if we can, as plenty students in Po, then this one they deserve to go. Yeah, because the people don't get sick. What I will get sick, I'm asking you. But you don't have time to do anything, so always you are sleeping. And if you sleep, you won't get sick. How can you get sick? They can stop. Look. Asantehini is there.
Can they be crushed? I mean,
listen.
The fight. I'm talking about the militants. Crush them and then take over the.
No, you have sent a mediator. Once you have sent a mediator, you must make concessions as a state.
Look at it too. Mediator na nipa no ladies mediation. Ni krum ani abekun kusase chief.
The backyard.
Muntaka
Mohammed,
interior minister. The constituency or MP.
Yeah.
When sometimes when persuasion fails,
must be applied.
Mugabe, but they say they are moving from defense to offense, won't they?
Me point they say.
That's the point. They say they are moving from defense.
Whether it is Kusasi or Mampresi, then I go chief no. Is it Nairo so? on sman ko for say Munkoko kusase for. And I don't think say Bokuna about Subesman Bonenko for say Munkoko or the same Mamprisi for.
So who are those who willing?
And you for a search
who are buying the sophisticated ammunition for them? Who are training them? Where are they training? You understand? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We must find a way to solve this thing once and for all. It is not good. Mugabe, Boku, there's a lot of farming activities that we are missing because of the war. There's a lot of farming activities. Yes, most of our tomatoes near there are okay. If you go to Boku, yes, and the leaves, most of the leaves we use in our food, yeah, it comes from there. Look, Mugabe, let's have a policy. Let's see something. Can we say that this generation of new Kusasi and Mampusi people, if they are born, we should force them to intermarry? Can we use marriage to break the fight? Yes.
That's how we that.
Now
they ask, I hear what they say, Mahama Yarega. Ne mama this side, ne papa this side.
Oh, and I'm talking
you don't know.
And that's what you
don't know.
Oh, Mugabe, we must look for what is behind this thing. Me and Amaka say, Nana will for both dear Santini. Meaning say, oh, what? He will solve it. He solved the other one. But no crying in the same way. Oh, yeah, Yendi, na the same way. And no nice shemu. But yes, that one, he was able to bring it out. I wish that they come together, put their arms together away, and then let people have their peace. School for Omaya Day, Kusasi Nia Umkokuno Wasawasi, why day, Charlie, yes, Nipa Namumpo, no, who are yao. Ya or that no who yao.
No P by
no Sanya Yano. Aden, no my entrasi. Let's learn to live that we are neighbors. With just the ethnicity, it does not even separate us. We have 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 legs. We are the same people. We speak the language is a very thin line. So what is it? Even yes, and even under this unitary constitution, we are a unitary state. So there's no need for any division anywhere. For you to say this is my land and this for me and I will not allow you. The constitution brings us together. We are coerced to live together under this constitution as one people. So they are missing the point. There are many young people who are flying their weights about shooting there. I beg you, stop. Turn the guns on them. Let this fight end in Boku. Go to their homes and finish them. Why do you buy guns for them to go and kill innocent people? Those who are sponsoring you, go and attack them. And let the war end in Boku and have your peace and see whether money will also not come to Boku.
The youth and the
yes, they are hurting people. You understand? They are hurting people. Let me tell you.
One young man, immigration officer, or we law school, 1 week. No, more station hole. Or better, the results buy less than 1 week. Okay. Oh yes.
No. Me feel say government should treat them as domestic terrorists.
So
they should not consider them as come and talk to come. Treat them as domestic terrorists and then trash them.
Finish.
Mugabe, domestic terrorism.
Crime.
Yeah.
Conflict, you know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about. That's what I'm saying about.
Mugabe, I say I get calls from there. I have a policeman friend. It is DNA Koswa, no a friend. Me say what ta. Hey, how? SMT. No, I was only Gary, only a city, only Chile. Oh no, me see what what you say? Let's find people are suffering there. The nurses are calling to leave. If you have made the students leave, then close the town so that those who
let them kill them.
Close the town, hold the rebels.
Kill them.
They shouldn't do this. And it's not everybody who supports what they are doing. It's not everybody.
Mugabe,
over to you.
So far, so good.
That was Kufuor's this thing. So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Futrum Kwanza time.
Where Atu forcing is forcing.
Thank you.
At forcing is forcing. So far, Ghanaians are happy.
Thank you.
And we are also happy. If Ghanaians are happy, we are also happy, and we are very proud. Let me say, mid-year budget, no, the core, you know. Yeah. Or say they are looking at removal of the COVID tax. And we say, you know, very good.
The COVID tax.
Because one tax, in fact, between Ukraine, just say, mintiasie, because COVID by, you know, go for we.
Pandemic.
And the other thing, I was say, a buying or yes sensitive to ni mindba or no dear ya ba na nkofo ewu. Now, in other jurisdictions, no, more financial support to keep going because at the time a lot of people were out of jobs. Now, now you say they be mamu tax na muntia. It just doesn't make sense to me. And World Bank at the bear $400 million buy, IMF the bear $1 billion buy, and all the other NGOs that brought money to Ghana na fan supporting on mine bano during COVID. Omu dini nyina up to now they can't afford for COVID money. Inti honorable ayini go after the people who were in charge of the COVID money. They also need to be brought taken to Insawam. Plus the money we were paying at the airport. Omu kofa Nigeria nibi at the bar. Ebetna airport ubedu Ghana, you have to pay. In fact, before ubedu Ghana, no, the airlines the year one, you have to pay $150 per person. It's a family of 5. 150 times 5. I alata 4 no mudi go airport. Until before ubefu plane, no, you be inspecting with COVID licenses. Say wait you are ubedu her, then they'll do the COVID test. And how much of that money even came to Ghana as a country? The Nigerians took everything and took it to their country. And see abayaba na abayino ye ejumapa. No say COVID tax no enye ebeyi. And see emede say COVID tax is going. How did this COVID tax come about? This same 419 Nanado government, my friend Nana Eku fraud. Nana Eku fraud.
Nana Eku fraud. Nana Eku fraud or fraud.
Mugabe didn't mean that. Is it frog or
fraud?
Fraudo, as in fraud.
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 419 as in fraud.
Fraud.
That was a frog.
Daddy. Fraud. FRAUD.
Nana Eku fraud. Nana Eku fraud. Or say Oma nkofo during COVID or more free water. Asa more free light. COVID was over. Or see free water now made the mamu. Enye free biom. And say move it ya in the form of COVID tax. And see bibia obetobia u kraka ba COVID tax that's so. COVID tax there's a VAT on the COVID tax. Hey, who was
on the COVID tax?
I swear, who was Alice to know? 22 taxes be now importing Yama from ports. That's no. About 22 as a 33. Right. There was VAT on the COVID tax.
Can you imagine?
And it's good. I mean, you don't see it much because you think it's just 1%. But imagine say wakoto adie ebia 10 million. Now 1% that's why it's a lot of money. And then one item even we don't see okra COVID tax. Uko didi restaurants now didi COVID tax that's so. Inti ekwa to say the same way you buy no yama emission tax eko yama e-levy eko amount for what to say uko send this car you stroke bio. Because we are looking at a cashless society. And if you want to encourage people to be in a cashless society, imposing all these taxes, no, it discourages them. Because me, for instance, no, I'd rather carry the money and go and give it to the person or something than go and pay that amount of money. Into also into betting tax and also into amount for mukakra. So we have done well. And if COVID tax is going, I'll say that well. And also you're very good. The other issue is your friend is saying, or he also said we have been able to maintain the CD because of the fact that we haven't printed any new notes. Under Nana Eku-Frodo and Bawolaya, they were printing a lot of new notes. And they kept printing as if there was no tomorrow. And then every time they printed more money into the system, inflation went up. And we have managed to stay within what we have. We are controlling spending. It is very, very important to control spending. And the allegations they make against this government is that, government has stabilized the economy because they are not spending. Who told you we are not spending? Within a few months of being in power, the debt that they left at NHIA has all been cleared.
Yeah.
Now, providers of national health insurance, they had for 2 or 3 years they hadn't been paid. We have cleared that debt. A friend is saying no fee stress. No fee stress. First year university students, they have been paid repaid the allowances, the monies that they paid to the university. And all the other payments, road payments that we are making, contracts that we are making. And see, a car omujato hono, mesa omujato hono. We are now even cleaning it up for them before we even get into our own projects. And see, omunye dede. De bia me ba me catch omu say omunye di na 4 years ne ewa. 4 years no more. By the time we do 4 years, no more digase. Omunye di omu huri. They will be out of energy. Just calm down. You are jumping too much. Calm down. And see, we are spending. If anyone tells you government is stabilizing the city through non-spending, now nipa no obwa, and I almost say right now no okay. So they are so funny. They are even trying to take credit for how far we have brought the economy. Say, it is their good works that they left behind that has brought, that has helped us to stabilize the economy and the city. You knew this. You knew you had put in good works. You knew that these policies were there. And because Cecilia, you are trying to take credit from Atu is forcing. Atu forcing is forcing.
Thank you.
Come on, don't take credit where it doesn't belong, because your economic management team led by Bawumia was a total mess. Even during the election, Bawumia could no longer talk about the economy. He was now an IT expert with no portfolio. An IT expert with no portfolio, just going around talking about drones and things that electronic gate at Roma Messi or Terminal 3 or Nwesi Airport or the Ashano no wasako dina ho ko bie when we nyame ye no okodu ye na mbie
having gate closed on him.
Closed, embarrassing.
We na and support we no say Yenuaba Honorable Lawyer Joyce Bauer, from the office of the president, was sending me details to me Abobosoni. Was in the last 6 months, we have spent about 114 billion by government, and below is a list of some of the spending done by this government. $700 million has been paid
for Eurobond
debt. 10 billion to domestic bondholders have been paid.
Haircuts.
Yes. 2.9 million to the District Assembly's Common Fund has been paid. 3.1 billion to the energy sector for stable power supply has been paid. 5 billion of arrears has been paid. 2.9 billion to the Ghana Education Trust Fund, GET Fund, has been paid. 1 billion to the free secondary education program has been paid. 2.7 billion to the National Health Insurance Scheme has been paid. 1.4 billion for National Health Insurance claims has been paid. 252 million for vaccines and essential medicines has been paid, and then 2.6 million as capitation grant has been paid
for the basic schools.
77 million to LEAP beneficiaries has been paid.
Across the whole country.
895 million to the school feeding program has been paid. 122.8 million for BCE registration has been paid. 300 million to the no fee stress policy has been paid. 52 million as teacher training allowance has been paid. 369.9 million as nursing training allowance has been paid. You better you know about Joyce Bauer as from the office of the president. DSC is spending 114 billion so far in 6 months.
You know that their propaganda, the minority, their propaganda is that they've been able to stabilize the economy because
to expose them.
Yes, we need to expose them. My sister Joyce, thank you for this information. We need to let it go out for people to understand that all these people are interested in is just lying, and they want to take credit. And my point before the message came in was that Wunim how ayena adena one ye ena uma ye bresa took the dollar to 17 Ghana cedis. Now importers could not even buy dollar to go and bring goods from China, because those times, you know, if you were an importer and you needed $10,000 to go to China, all you needed was 40,000 Ghana cedis. But under Nanado, you needed 170,000 Ghana cedis to get $10,000 to go to China. And the apart from that, you know, even airfare ticket. It is why a mess. No obia bana or cleaner. Just bow your head in shame and keep quiet and allow us to work. Don't come and take credit for the mess where there's no credit. How are you, Nanka? Anka, you wouldn't have taken Ghana into a ditch. And to Ghana for mukasa. Munkanti say, you know your left from your right. They like to throw dust into people's eyes because sometimes I feel that they are insulting people's intelligence. They think that people take their word for what they say on face value without thinking deep into it. But like Mika waha. Say NPP say ye building on to get a better economy. Because when they left, the economy was in a mess. And look at the debts that we have paid in the debts they created that we have come to pay. As we speak, there's an MP who is saying, budget now already, we left out Greater Accra and Ashanti region, the roads that we are about to, construct, Greater Accra and Ashanti, which is a lie. Greater Accra is in there, but maybe I don't blame him. Ebi ofini kromba obedi MP wahano. Parliament pen onim. Nti onim dawenya, onim afienya, onim dodowa. Onim se hon na kan Greater Accra. Greater Accra is not just Mokola in Parliament and Usu. So please, Honorable, go back and if you like, call me. I'm a Ga. I'm from Greater Accra. I will teach you the map of Greater Accra. When you come from your hometown, don't just stay in Parliament. Come, go to Shire Osudoku, go to Dawenya, go all those places. They are part of Greater Accra.
You teach him Accra.
Teach him the map of Greater Accra.
Gamashipon. Next time.
Live on TV SYZ and also on Power 97.9 FM. Say Asante Babes, Camberwell, Green, Guanaso, London, Munina Biatu Mussa, so and Croydon, also Bully Babes, Musu, Asuona Croydon, the Dr. Symbiosis. Adophobia, Sheye, na couple ewo Nkrumah flat latebia kwashi couple or Joanna Sport wa couple do wa kebab joint kesi alesa de baby obemo tumi komponche be for ha mo betoto ha e de ma staff na ne birthday
wow
enti couple so enjoy show no pa mo biatum ku ha na
mo bonchi je obesemu
ya obi a ehwe na Mr. Manase FC bread Mr. Manas, FC bread, boss and Ankasa, so na wawoda. So happy birthday to you. Nay, you couple a birthday, or a lot be question Nkrumah flat, the kebab joint, your chacha or Yamisha no nyokesi, and FC bread owner, a year Manas, also a birthday. So happy birthday to you, Mr. Manas. Yankopon shout na on your okesi. Alisa, on the media review budget.
Yeah, Mugabe. Yeah. Medanyam kupwasi media review no eye constitution eye se wo as minister for finance and ba wo ho no eye se obeba be kire ye de ekoso e wo man no ye twan ebusumi nsia aka busumi nsia ye twa mu no den e bae de aka no so ye ne sei it ba no one ba on his own enye say guy bi e no de ba parliament ho e no ba no so ba akoma pem. Look, you say government is not spending. But clearly when enumerating your government spending sika also, and watch it all. Government is not just spending that money, but it is spending the money inward, not outward. There's a difference. They are spending the money inward in order that local companies and local manufacturers and local entrepreneurs will be the first line beneficiaries if it's about purchases. For you are talking about the part for the ladies, you are talking about school feeding, the ingredients of what they cook must be local. So we are spending inward. We are giving indigenous Ghanaians, we are putting money in their hands. And when we do so, what we do is that the city becomes stronger. You hear him speak. He says he prefers to use a cedi. There will be no contract in dollar terms under his watch as Minister for Finance. He prefers to use a cedi. So he's promoting his currency, even with that spending. So he's spending inward. So yes. So look at him. Look at the goodwill. When you say or spending, he's spending prudently. He's spending inward so that Ghanaians will get the money and be able to be the first line beneficiaries of the
contract and I say money companies.
There be the company or the company heading. Charlie, you have to force in. Very decent guy. It is, yeah, Mugabe. This is different from what has been happening in the past. Because when he came, he didn't ask for one peso. Check every media review budget under Osisi Bobo, the guy who has run away. That runaway guy. Osisi Bobo.
Your good friend.
That's your friend. He runaway guy. If it's a man, he should come. If it's a man, he should come and face his action. That runaway guy, every time he walked to Parliament media review, didn't you see the bloating of the figures? What he wanted more. Oliver Twist, he always came asking for more. Yes, and you pray. You quote the Bible. Did you hear any quotation of any Bible? The Bissau, we're not saying or she suit blue and not the Bible simple. In trouble him. Look at his decency when you're talking. Look straight into his eyes. That's the president's policy, and that's exactly what he was announcing. He was not doing kontonchi. Say it is obi okotie na nadwa. Kontonchi klikedeke a trickster's way. Obia or no fees or a magician. Klikedeke adeni daha. Obe wa fa open na ira. Obisa no say me no ho. Onu also no afa so the magic the fire you said then. Anytime he came, yes, he will listen because it's supposed to be the president's statement. So he will listen to Nanado. Then he will add his and make his additions and subtractions. Sir, no the same, no about in the name of God. White. No account of Okotu Bible. Okotu Bible, I'm saying between do me TV no. I mean, Unyami Sumponi, look at him, and they call themselves Christians.
Piccadilly thief.
Yes, indeed. Obi a Piccadilly thief, and Obi Yesika, National Serviceka. Now they are saying, sorry, that I said, go for Bob Bayer. Hey, Charlie, Opa, it's about to be behind you. Mugabe, I am there, and he came well. He came understanding the issues and what he wanted to do.
He was on point.
IMF program, sir. Yes, Tolua, yes, Percy, Beye, Niadino. He gave us a list of 23 main projects that he had discussed with the IMF. He had made money ready to start those projects. He also talked about the big push. Big one. Money is ready for the big push. I'm telling you, the Volta region will change. That's why JM wants the airport, a main airport to go to Ho. The Volta Corridor Development Project under the big push. Everybody is involved though. The Ministry of Defense, they are dissect, they are involved. Ministry of Interior, yes. Everybody, there's a linkage. Yes, yeah. Everybody is involved with this one. So, like he enumerated, this is the 60th year of the city. And there's a long history about the city. It used to be about inflation when we talk about the Ghana city. It used to be about depreciation when we talk about the Ghanaian city. It used to be about devaluation anytime in the past 60 years when we talk about the Ghanaian city. But today, look, we are talking about deflation. We are talking about appreciation of the city. We are talking about the revaluation of the city itself on its own. Nobody has cancelled any zeros. It has gone to the market. It has been able to stand on its feet and weather the storm. Because why? It has backing. For instance, we decided to rationalize our gold sector. Yes, the gold board, that one alone, look at the amounts of money it brought in. Then the cocoa board, we have been transparent since we came to power about the happenings of the cocoa board. Yes, we have agreed we owe 33 billion. We are finding means to pay, and we are making a new crop ready for next month. So there's a wish of money coming in.
Syndicated loan.
We have to go back. I know Randy has the capacity in finance. He holds his MBA in finance. He should be able to sit up and be able to put up a syndicated. And with that he will succeed. And Mugabe, You're finding the meaning of the word prudence when we go home. Obi otifie bia e kase prudence a ye patch the saying. Ade no e 4 cedi. Untro say 4 cedi 10 pesos. Okra no be say be 3 cedi 50 pesos. Now when your savings e wo de okwakoto no ho. So this government, especially at forcing, is very prudent when it comes to spending. On spending keke, he cuts his coat according to the pattern and size of the Ghanaian cloth. Sika ye wonu, de wo futu onumunu. Enu no hwe ho, eno di sika o di bo akohoma. Na wo ga be homa. This is the first time in Ghana's history we have a woman vice president, head of the economic management team. Does it fascinate you that we are doing well in 7 months? Mugabe, soon, soon. Obatapa, soon. Yes, Nana soon, Mugabe. We could have a woman president. I'm telling you. Oh yes, media namity three. Obianim, media maswodi. Eti uya. Me free back. Media uche no mesuya dada. So I can disturb the whole class and even distort your lecture if you don't manage me well. That is how I am.
I'll manage you.
Yes, I'll manage you. But to the chalk in free baby ojano. Eti Mugabe, the story has been good. It has been about the appreciation of the city. Maybe see that. I'm performing when this and you see, once are too forcing. Yes, then it don't work out. That's why I told you that once are too forcing is forcing to make this economy work and putting it back on track. After your markets, people have walked out. They have turned themselves into examiners sitting outside the chamber. Instead of sitting there and listening to good news, they decided to walk into the streets. This is a couple of war. Black bag. This is a couple of war.
And also, almost a black here and China Lumba Suko.
No, Mama said, I want to be a friend. I want Kalumba to be friend. Where's a black and
I have to plan to pay over a period of time in the medium term. I can pay all in 1 year. So I may have to pay over 3 or 4 years, and I have to announce and let the owners or the owners of those IPCs be aware that this will be paid over a period of time. Simple. That is why you need the audit.
Okay. 3.6 billion, you said you've already rejected.
Correct.
You are opening yourself up for suits.
No, but I'm not the one who rejected it.
The Auditor General did. Yeah, but of course, if the liability comes, it's the state that...
But that is the work of the Auditor General. And the Auditor General will not just come out to say that I've rejected 3.6 billion. There may be legitimate reasons why.
Let's talk about the VAT reforms, the other big one. In there is the COVID levy. The COVID levy, we're told, was going to be abolished. It's still on the books, and many were looking forward to the mid-year budget review announcing that, yeah, you've abolished it. Still in there. Now you're telling us later in the year, October, when you come with the 2026 budget, you are setting the broad reforms would happen, which would take out the COVID levy. Why not now?
Okay. So,
why still defer?
So, Evans, first of all, you recall that as part of the 2025 budget in March, I indicated that
when I announced the dropping the termination of cases involving former NDC officials and appointees, I gave reasons, okay, concrete reasons that legal professionals agreed with. All right, and I also said that the cases were not being terminated because of the political coloration of the persons who were before the courts. Okay, I assessed them on their merits and then decided that I was not going to go forward with them. Right? I believe that the proof of the pardon is in the eating. So I have always said that when we come to a point where NDC current NDC appointees are being investigated and prosecuted, that is when Ghanaians will know that, you know, I'm a man of my word. Okay, I have said it time and again that the fact that you are an appointee of this government doesn't mean that you are immune from prosecution. All right, but if you bring baseless charges against people like they did to the finance minister and then finally went back looking for evidence, you don't expect me, you know, at my level, you know, as a senior member of the bar, a former law lecturer, to come and look at that case and say, please proceed, because if I drop it, they will say because the two of us belong to the same political party. Okay, I don't take that as any serious criticism. All right. So yes, we are not engaged in selective prosecution. You would notice that there is a marked difference between what we are doing and what was done in the past. Okay, just look at the investigations. Look at what we did in, Kobina Edubohi. All right, and you will understand. Now, that dovetails into the question about Kobina Edubohi. The matter is sub judice, right? It is before a court of law. I wouldn't want to come out and rehash our case, in the media by, rebutting some of the arguments that the council have been making. But we have filed the case. We have evidence on record of the date of publication. The date of purchase of the properties with receipts from the real estate, people. We have the date of the construction of the Oyarefa, estate. So, and then the one at Asokoro Mampong. We have everything. So if council comes out to say that they were constructed or purchased prior to his being, appointed, then he should bring the countervailing evidence. All right. Edubohi was appointed to, in 2007 as a staff of the National, Signals Bureau. All right. It was in 2017 that he became the director of the bureau. Okay. So is he saying that from, before 2007 he bought those properties, or before 2017 that he bought those properties? Okay, so I'm not going to rehash our arguments, here to the media. Now, the question of delay. You see, if you go back to 2017, okay, by this time, how many people were convicted by the NPP? How many cases were filed by the NPP? In fact, trials hadn't started in any case, because, remind you, okay, as a senior member of the NDC legal team, I was almost invariably involved in most of the cases that were brought. Or I used to, sometimes if I'm not counsel, I will attend court with, the Honorable Felix, Ofosukwachi and co. All right. So by this time in 2017, had they convicted anybody? They are the ones who are leading this narrative that there is a delay in oral just to give us, a sense of desperation and, make us look bad. Okay. But come to think of it, I have given you an update where we have started trial. Look, when we file our charges. Within 2 weeks, we file our witness statements and supporting documents. That is a record. In the Atuforcing case, it took 6 months to file witness statements. You can go back and check. 6 months to file just witness statements. We file within 2 weeks. Okay, that should tell you how hard we are working and how diligent we are with our investigations. That is why I told Ghanaians that I will never go to court, okay, and file charges against anybody to persecute the person without evidence. I will never do that. And so there is no delay whatsoever. We are going at a very supersonic speed as far as oral is concerned. Now also remember that, okay, conviction depends, on the judge, on the court. If I send the matter to court, I cannot be the one determining when the person is convicted. And so it will be, if I were laid back, allowing for long adjournments, not being serious with the cases and so on, then you can accuse me of delay. However, if I'm doing everything possible to ensure that there's speed and efficiency in the prosecution. Okay, how can you blame me that there is delay in the execution of order? Then also, my sister asked about remand. It is true, all right? And when you speak about this issue, to me, it is like carrying coal to Newcastle. The reason is because in my previous life, I ran the Center for Public Interest Law, that is separate. In fact, I established the Center for Public Interest Law years ago. And I did studies, you can go on the internet and Google, studies on remand, the long periods of remand, in Ghana. And you are right, it's not usually the white collar criminals who do that. It's the proverbial goat thief, the cassava thief, and so on and so forth. All right, they are the ones. Sometimes it's because they don't have money to hire lawyers, and the legal aid system is under-resourced, understaffed, and sometimes they don't even know that they are entitled to legal aid. Okay, so sometimes when we did our study, you get to Accra Central Police Station, and somebody has been in remand a police remand for 6 months. That is unacceptable. Okay, so the reset will include reset in the reform of the prison system.
Yes, because they don't want to miss any point along the way, and they want to get it right at the final place, which is the court, so that when the justices sit, they'll know that we have a case to deal with and to punish people. So I like the approach. You won't be paying. You won't Chief Justice be no a patapa gidi. J Kufuor Pamono. Unimino. So if you are made Attorney General, you must learn from the lessons of the past. You understand? And begin to know that in political prosecution, whichever way you want to put it, you have to be careful in order, like she alluded to, you dot your I's and cross your T's. So that means yes, he was making mistakes all of yes. Yes, he was in a rush. He was even begging witnesses to come and lie about tattoo forcing. You see now tattoo forcing is forcing to make the economy work. Look at all those people, they are enemies. So they are part of the examiners. So Markins phony be Nasifono and this Attorney General. What did we do? 60-40. Next time, Mugabe, no look at the man Dominic Ayeni and look at his deputy, Justice Srem Srai. You don't know that combination, eh? This is University of Ghana and UPSA combination. People who have stood in the classroom to train lawyers and judges who are now in charge of the prosecution process. Are you really afraid? May I sleep? The democracy is not like
Srim say.
Me na me catch you.
Srim say.
What are you people talking about? Me say na me can they don't sleep. Dominic Ayeni, for instance, he taught at the university for over 25 years. If I'm like, check, find out. He knows the law.
He taught me.
Yes. Yes.
When I was doing my masters.
What? Mugabe na me boa. Onim, so watch him. Today at the presidential series, saw an upright personality. Somebody who is forthright with the law. He will not use the law to persecute his opponents. He's only doing the right thing on behalf of the state. He knows his job. He's on top of the processes. Like I said, he's in control and he's prepared to get it right once and for all. So for me, I have no doubts about what he presented today on national television. I was highly enthused. At one point, I was in my room when he enumerated the things. Look at the National Service Secretariat. The National Service Scheme in Dubai, the friend Kutu a Champon, 1973. Other ones had been running. The Workers' Brigade had been running under Nkrumah, then under Buzia too. They brought a workers' scheme also in order to take care of those people who had just completed school. So the National Service Scheme was introduced by Achampon. Achampon was shot in 1979 for less than an equivalent of 50,000, of which he had paid 32,000 of it. At the time, the cedi to dollar was 2 cedi 75 pesos. Somebody should calculate at home how small that money was in terms of dollar. Today you have people, small boys who they are not 50, fifth floor, listen, they are not 50 yet. They have stolen 498 million Ghana cedis.
It's more than that. I think about national service.
National service.
It's about 582.
No, okay, Ameko.
Okay, Ameko.
Look at you people. You have gone to destroy the scheme. Do you know what 582 million can do for the transformation of the National Service Scheme? Do you know the problems of the National Service Scheme itself? Go and find out those who go to do national service. We did it after A level and did it. Do you know the problems in there? Please. And then you manage to squeeze out all this money and squeeze it out from the national service. You know, this thing was not done by these young persons. Mugabe, there was a big criminal at the top. Maybe somebody I will call a senior advisor when it comes to stealing in government. He had the practice of it in his previous experience. Somebody who alleged that he sold books that he shouldn't have sold. Nanado put him where he shouldn't have put him, and he was beyond reach. Domlevo, you know, yes.
But talking about that, you recall that under Kufuor, their was it their national chairman or their chief of staff was caught on record saying that when appointees steal, they need to bring 10% to the party.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes, Kano. What's his name?
Was their chief of
Haruna Eseku?
Yes, Haruna Eseku.
Yeah, kickback.
So it is part of the DNA of the NPP.
Yes.
They accept stealing by appointees. Into when you steal, it's okay. So far as you come and pay into the coffers of the NPP, they would collect the 10% that comes to them. So this is not the first time. It is an organized crime.
That's what I'm saying.
Organized crime by government to steal from government coffers, and it is endorsed by the presidency. Right at the chief of staff place down to whoever is there. So they understand the language. Go and steal, come and pay 10% and take care of yourself.
It's a crime.
Then they have a history of it.
Yes.
And Haruna Eseku, everybody knows what I'm talking about. He was caught on record. He was recorded and saying that was saying bring 10%. Under Kufuor.
Yes.
Papa Nana or chief of staff, no. Chief of staff at the time.
Mugabe, said the American wa bosso wa sensi supi that it's an organized crime. It's a chain of thievery from the top, organized from the center of government. They put certain people at certain places to go ahead, or they come up with the schemes and then they endorse it. Go ahead. This one, it will not see public scrutiny, so that they bring the money to the center. Either because you don't know where they get the money for campaign for. Look at the campaign they ran. On election day, they were sharing money. One of the persons implicated in the national service scheme, she has a football team. When she gets to the park, I know quite here, Sika Ocheno, Oche 200 CD notes, no, a bit chawonsa. Brand new, fresh. A bit,
I say for some guy. I say
enough elections will there be? So Mujo Musika no want to amano no.
What they say.
Jackie,
Omujidi.
Mugabe.
Omuji scanner no more date. Say agency. Yasa to it.
Sir, Mugabe, and interestingly, Ambassador made an interesting point that they are millionaire thieves. High Commissioner. Sorry, let me put it rightly.
To the United Kingdom.
Yes. Look, he says they are millionaire thieves. Mugabe Tiu, you were one city, you were tens. They are millionaire thieves. No. I want to show you the level of the millions. Millions is to the seat power. Because you were one city without a zero. Then there were 10 city with 1 0. 100 city with 2 zeros. Then you have 1,000, 3 zeros. Then 10,000 with 4 zeros. Then 100,000 with 5 zeros. She's talking about 1 million. 6 zeros. Omu yesika na. Omu yesika se wo throw paper so a 0000 nkwansia e wetire. Enye sika kuma no mu wia no. So there is a scheme. They are millionaire thieves. That's what I'm saying. How do you put an electrician from Winneba to go and be board chairman at ECG? Then when he electrifies 490 million, you cannot account for it. You come and sit here and then you tell me what? I don't know electrician that or no, or did the Sako gather water? Or he came to the road far, we saw him. Then he said he should go ahead, electricity company. That one to crime scene he created. They bring the money to the center and somebody controls it. Now me and Nameka say, I'm happy that Dominic Ayeni and Justice Remsai, look, you will see, you people will clap at the end of the term. Now, when you're talking, I heard you say in Sawam. Why do you take them to Sawam?
I could say.
Thank you, Mugabe. If you take them to Sawam, you are taking them to an international university. You understand? Yes, it's like 900 years. Yes. Oh, Daddy, no. Mugabe, what you said 2 years in 3 months and 2 years. No. If you are in Akuse for 1 day, it's like 90 days in somewhere. I'm telling you, one day, Charlie, the suffering you suffer in Akuse, and if you can see in prison, only one door.
Wow.
Yes, if you can see in prison, where is the sun? There's no sound. When we were going there, then they fixed some fans. Asked Mugabe. We'll be truthful about it because the other places didn't have fans. I called Mugabe, said, "Beshe, you hunting no more day we are bahano." And they gave us mattresses. We couldn't sleep. Did you sleep? People were sleeping under our beds. She said, "Me pansia, me bunk bed nasi." So I would not sleep. I could not sleep. I'll converse with all of them. Now they are cheap. I was feeling guilty. My conscience, me need that mattress too, and no more with that form. Chale, so that from sir, what then they say ho. So I could say, or would you change soon? Now the Omako Yiji. Thank you, Mugabe. So if you say who can say me boy for papa, people will come and steal money like this. No, Debbie, what here?
Playing ground
Obama mako bobo kwabako ye akopiti aka nipa bebre wo mko preach o no masa asachira. Put them to small prisons, prison camps. I'm sorry, I don't mako afuom. Akuse say o do mu, o mu yo mu be keka mu. Entwim kodo so be ya mu. Next time o mu pia, o mbo hu say wiase ye tu.
With hard labor.
Yes, so for now, o kita double names no. Ni din ba ko. Kusi ha ti din ba ko. Ba ko be ko prison wo akuse. Na ba ko da boku prison. Edin na emienu. Etu be tell mu
two identity.
Yes, it will talk for days for her. No, I see how do I transfer no. And that go sa 3 days. Also, that go boku sa 10 years. I know I get sa next time. Obey yasia. Ohu obia dia. Omfani sanka. Omu say enkwala. Look, me I'm happy. I support the Attorney General, and I know, like I told you, you cannot teach in the classroom. Yes, and teach so many people. Some of them are judges now, and tell me that he does not understand what he's doing. Just that, like I told you, the wheels of justice, they grind slowly. That is why you perceive him as going at a tortoise pace. But we'll surely get there. And we'll surely succeed.
We are aware, say Kusibuatin and the NPP government, they knew that he had two identities. I just saw a letter today from the presidency requesting for a diplomatic passport for him. And the letter said, Kwabna Boateng, aka Yao Kusibuatin. In brackets. In brackets.
Yes, service name.
Diplomatic.
Yeah. And see, for someone who has two and because if it's okay, your friend is Zita Benson. aka Mamazi. I'm one and the same person. I'm one and the same person. But on only Diano, he had two different identities, two different personalities, two different birthdays. Because your birthday determine who you are. Because I'm watching say, baby, the first thing they ask you, Rebecca's the date of birth. Now that would be because Ediana Zita Benson bear 5 but my date of birth will determine which of the. But he had different birthdays. Any day no enyan alias, any AKA. We some no mudi.
Very well, Madam say.
Yes, subscribe to the channel and share my deal and can be macrab. You be share in the next video. PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.